The farmers we will meet on these tours come from all across the land that today we know as Canada. But for thousands of years, indigenous peoples have been taking care of this land. They knew how to make sure the soil was healthy and the environment was taken care of. We rely on the land to grow food for us to eat. It's important that we take care of the land so it can nourish us. That's why we want to learn from the indigenous people's wisdom and ways of caring for the planet. We want to work together to create a healthy future for this land and for our community. This is called reconciliation. It means that we want to make things better between different groups of people. Hello and welcome back to the Great Canadian Farm Tour. My name is Mathieu and I'm the Executive Director of École-aux-Champs. Today is our last stop of the Great Canadian Farm Tour and we are in Quebec to learn about pig farming. But before that, before we dive into today's tour, let's learn a little about the province of Quebec with Heidi from our team of EOC will be teaching us today. Today, with École-aux-Champs in the Great Farming Tour in Canada, we are going to visit Quebec. We will learn about our province capital city, the provincial bird, our provincial flower, and a famous landmark. This is our province flag. The flag is often called the Fleur de Lys. The four fleurs de lys are symbolic of France. The capital city of Quebec is Quebec City. It has a population of 737,000 people. This is where Quebec is located in Canada and America, and its capital, Quebec City. Our provincial bird is the snowy owl. Snowy owls have really good hearing. It's one of the most beautiful in America. They are able to hear rodents like mice move underneath the snow. The blue flag iris is our provincial flower. Even though the fleur de lys on the Quebec's flag, but this flower in 1999, Quebec chose the new flower that has grown there, the blue flag iris. Now, a popular landmark in Quebec is the Montmorency Falls. The waterfall is 30 meters taller than Niagara Falls. I really hope you enjoyed to learn more about Quebec. Thank you very much, Heidi, for teaching us a little bit more about Quebec. That's now where Colleen normally would be introduced in the tours. So I'd like to welcome her now, but she's sending a great hi. I'll take it over. So today, I'm really thankful to have the possibility to take control of our last great tour for this Great Canadian Farm Tour. And I'm saying hi to Colleen remotely. I'd like to remind to the teachers that we have a context with our students to participate to the Great Canadian Farm Tour. You can publish and post on your social networks with the hashtag GCFT23 contest, where you can send pictures to Colleen as well in order to participate. Don't forget to have your activity book to be able to answer the brain break answers and to take some notes about the last capsule. Now it's time to meet our farmers today. I'm really glad to introduce you to Carole and Ian. Hello Mathieu, hello everybody. I'm so excited to go and visit you here virtually. Where are you located exactly? We are in Sainte-Patrice de Beau-Rivage, north of Quebec. When you're watching this, having a look at that picture, you can see our farm here. You can see at the left-hand side our house, because it's a family managed farm. Here you can see a big white building. This is our farm where our pigs are located, and at the very right, there's a kind of a T building. We are going to make you visit all the different pigs. So I'd like to remember you that our public can send us some questions, and you can send all your questions and comments in the comment sections from our channel on YouTube channel here today. So Carol and Jan, we are going to start with what section today? All right, so today we're going to go to the maternity. It's where we are going to see the mom pigs with their babies. They are pregnant, and now we will go and see them when they little baby pig was just born, and then we're going to go and see the older ones. All right, that's fantastic. So if I'm correct, the pigs like to live in groups, so that's why they are always all together. And so the maternity, what does it mean exactly? What is it exactly? How, if we can understand it better? So our moms like to socialize a lot. So at the moment, our installations allow them to gather in groups. So they are their mom party, if I may say. They can go for a walk and they can have a rest and doing these activities all day long. All right, interesting. As you can see them at the moment, the moms already have some baby pigs in their bellies. So each one of them will have between 10 and 12 baby pig, each one. For how long they've been pregnant here? For how long do they have the baby? There are almost 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days. All right, so it's really, really interesting. A bit less than 4 months. And generally, we're talking about 9 months for humans, but the baby pig doesn't need to spend so much time in the pig mom. That's really interesting, and that means that they'll have a lot of babies. You will have a lot of baby pigs very soon. That's right. You will have a lot of baby pigs very soon, right? So we'll see them a bit further, a bit later. Yes, exactly. They will have between 10, 15, and 16, each one of them. Some of them have more, some of them have less. That's an average between 10 and 15 baby pigs. All right, that's great. So how to enter this barn here as a human? Do we need to do something special before we go and visit them, or anybody can go and visit the barn and the farm? Every time we have a guest, we ask him or her to respect the time visit between two farms to have less risks of transmitting bacteria or viruses. So at the very enter, we be sure to wash your hands, to wear plastic clothes over your boots and your body just for security reasons, and to keep the person clean, just to be sure that no germs or no viruses is transmitted. All right, that's great. So just a little reminder just to don't forget to refresh the YouTube page if you cannot access to the comment section. At some point, you just need to refresh the parameters. So please do so, and please send your questions. You are both here with us until the very end, and we have some questions from Saskatchewan. Charlene wants to know how long you have been pig farming. How many times does it take to have babies? It's around 3 months. 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days. And I think the question was about we've been working in the pig farming from more than 100 years. We started in 1907. It's 4 generations. All right, so more than a century. So I guess you raised a lot of pigs in your farm, and it's a fantastic number. The number 3 for 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days for the baby pigs. And today we have now another question here. What is hanging from the ceiling in the barn? Yes, it's to nourish them for the moms have access to the food many times a day. So it's kind of tubes where we send some kind of food. It's a mixture with wheat, soya, corn that we're going to crush to create kind of porridge we eat in the morning. And we send them through these pipes, those tubes, and just like the plates we send them in kind of plates for the moms to be able to eat these kind of porridge. All right, thank you. That's time now for our first brain break. If you have your activity book in front of you, you will be able to find the answer to our very first question, our very first brain break question. So see you in a bit. Did you know that pigs do not sweat, which means it can be difficult for them to stay cool? Farmers must make sure that barns are set at a comfortable temperature for pigs. That's really interesting to know that pigs do not sweat and it's hard for them to stay cool. So I guess your barns has air conditioning or something like that to keep them at perfect temperature. Yes, we have some kind of temperature controlling temperature, just like every single home. We have some old blocks, and we're going to set the temperature at a high level if it's cold outside, and if we wanted to if we want to cool the temperature down in the barn, we have some kind of fan. And if at some point it's too hot inside, we're going to open the door so that the pigs can go outside and enjoy. And when the babies are just born, we have some warming lamps, some heating lamps. All right, understand, because we're going to go and visit something else in our next videos, if I'm right. Which will your next section in your farm? Yeah, it's the place where the piglets are born. The video you're watching at the moment, you can see the baby pigs. The mom gave birth to 12, 13, 14 baby pigs. And these piglets are in a very safe environment. They can go in and take their food from their mom, and they can go and have a rest and really enjoy their life. All right, so that's really interesting. And they look like they are really, really hungry. So do you know if they are? Do they sleep all day long, or do they eat all day long? Well, Mathieu, I would say that the piglets are just like little babies. The very first weeks, they need to sleep a lot. So they will wake up, go to their moms, and their mom will give them the milk, just like at the moment what they are doing. And afterwards, when they are full, they are going to go and have a rest and go and sleep. All right, so we can see here that between both sections, the temperature is not the same. So I guess that the pigs at the different steps of their life will need different kind of temperatures to be able to grow and to survive. Exactly. when the animals are bigger, they need less heat, and when they are younger, the younger they are, the most heat they need. So the temperature between different rooms have different temperatures. What is great with the piglets, as you can see here on screen, is that every single piglet has its own they have their own delivery teeth, so they all have their own delivery teeth. So it's all right. So it's great to see that those animals need a routine, specific habits, and they how long will they stay with their mom here? They will stay for 4 weeks, and after a while, the mom will have some difficulty to produce milk for all the piglets. And after 4 weeks, the piglet is strong enough to be able to go and eat this porridge we were talking about. It's kind of a small, like mashed cereals, and they will receive the right amount of this kind of porridge depending on their size and the weight. And as we can see here at the moment, they are going to stay all the piglets at the very same place just to avoid to be stressed, to be under stress. We can see outside that there are only one size, or if the mom are bigger, we can adjust these areas to give them some more comfort. As you said, Mathieu, we can make the areas bigger. If the pigs are bigger, we're going to make the area wider, but it is designed like this just to be sure that the mom pig just doesn't crush the piglets. So it's just like you humans. When you were born, your mom and your dad were not sleeping with you in the same bed, just to be sure that they were not crushing you. So that's exactly the same thing here, just for security reasons. All right, so that's really interesting to see that. And I think that, we're going to see if there are some new questions here from all Canada. All right, so the first question is, so what breed of pigs do you have on your farm? Yes, it's a breed with Aifan. The Aifan, it's a mix between Yorkshire and Landrace. The mom have a good production of milk, and they can have several piglets. And the Duroc breed is known to have big buttocks, big shoulders, so that we can have a very exceptional pig in Quebec. And a pig can produce how many liters per day? The amount of milk will produce the right amount of milk for every single piglet. So if she needs to feed its pigs longer, she will eat more, and so that's it. All right, that's interesting. Another question: can the mother identify its own babies, or do they mix each other? The mom can recognize her piglets very easily, and that's why we do not mix the piglets. Yes, exactly. They have a good flair, so if it's sure that the babies will find their mom very easily. All right, because we could see that the piglets could find their delivery teats without any problem. So it's kind of a routine. We have a question from Winnipeg by now. Hi from Winnipeg High School. We would like to know how many pigs you have in your farm. Sure, we are every day we have about 2,000 pigs in our facilities, and on the other side, well, depending on the ages of the piglets, but around 2,000. 2,100. We have 150 a month here. Can have some new piglets, and we have around 3,200, 3,500 piglets every year. So we are a small farm here. All right, that's great. Now it's time to have our second brain break. Listen carefully to write down the right answer in your activity book. See you in a while. Thank you. Did you know that Quebec pork products are exported to 80 countries around the world, just like United States and Japan? All right, here's today's mystery word. It's the word feed. So don't forget to write it down in your passport next to Quebec's flag, as you can see here. So now I think you have all the words to discover the mystery sentence. So good luck to you all to complete it. And if I'm right, back with Carole and Jan, we have already learned so much from you. What else do you have to teach us on your farm? Next section will be, let's say, the elementary school. It's going how to pre-fat the pigs. All right, so elementary school, if we compare them to youngsters, we could compare the life of a pig and life of a child. Exactly. Here they are going to socialize. All right, that's fantastic. And what can we see here on screen? We can see many different piglets here. As a group, we could gather 2 or 3 different families here, so they can be here at the very same parks for a couple of months. You can see a little toy here in red. They can have fun, and they have space enough to be able to run, to walk, to sleep, and to have rest. All right, that's really amazing to see that they have some toys. For what reasons do they have those toys? It's like for them so that they can discover at some point we're going to place some balloon, small chains, because they need to have some fun and so with these little toys, at some point some of them make noise, and so they are always active in this way. All right, so that's really interesting to see that there are a lot of piglets. How many are there here? There are around 20, 25 piglets per area. This area you can see here at the very center are the spaces where the piglets are going to have some rest and to sleep. And every single park here has an access to the natural daylight. So every single day they're going to wake up with the natural daylight and go to sleep at night with natural nightlight, let's say. What are they eating? Where you will show us the kind of food on screen? Exactly, the moulé, the kind of porridge here. It's with a kind of grains here, and inside there's a corn, maize, soya, barley, and wheat, and we complete this with minerals, with calcium, salt, to have all the necessary nutrients for their growth. And at some point, some animals will have more protein and some others will have less protein, really to be able to manage their growth in a timely manner. Do you need to buy these kind of foods or do you have them on your own farm? We do that in our farm, so it's a kind of like when mom and dad prepare food at home. There are some grains we need to buy at the grocery, and as we can see here in the background, you can see there is a building over there with some kind of tubes and silos. It's here where we are keeping the food, and after that we will prepare it and we'll crush it. And when the piglet is very small, we're not going to give him this kind of food. We're going to give him kind of a mixture, kind of a mashed potatoes, if you want, with all these cereals, very very thin. And as when it grows, little by little, we give him more cereals and a much more much thicker. So it's just like human being. We are not eating necessarily the very same thing. We do eat soup, but they will not eat soup or meat, for example. They will eat cereals and grains. All right, interesting. Some other questions here on screen. What happens when a pig gets sick? Do you have some pig who get sick at some point? Yes. When we identify a sick pig, we are going to isolate it just to be sure that we can give him care and appropriate medicines. When we are home and someone is ill in our family, we do not need to give the medicine to everybody. It's exactly the same thing with the pigs, but so we do give care one by one. All right, so now it's almost the very end of our question section. Now we're going to see the job spotlight. There are many different jobs in the agriculture and agri-food sector. This is one of them. Veterinarian technologists work with farmers, ranchers, and producers to make sure their animals are healthy. They have many tasks. Some include identifying sick animals, assisting with birthing, and developing feeding and breeding plans for animals. I have a question, maybe a last question for you. Do you use vet technologists on your farm? Yes, we do. We have a vet technologist, and when, just like being home, let's say we get a cold, having some syrup and Tylenol doesn't work. When things are not working, at some point we go and see the doctor, but it's exactly the same thing. But the difference is that the vet technologists come to us here and to have a look and to see what's happening and double check that everything is good. So we do work with veterinarian technologists, not very often, because at some point, yes. And you are as well almost a vet technologist, because you need to have to double check every single pig when they are ill or sick or not. But did you get trained on that? Yes, with time, it's true that we learned a lot. Some by just having a look at the animals, we know what's happening, or some physical details, or with the interaction between with other animals. If some of them are lying more time on the floor, we are going to take care a bit more. So these are kind of advice to know what we can do with them. I was about to say it's unbelievable to. I really enjoyed the visit because we are always already at the end of the visit. So thank you very much, Carole and Yann. It was great to have learned so much about pig farming. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks to you. It was a great pleasure to have you here in Saint-Patrice, in Quebec, in the Beau Rivage farm. Thank you very much for being present here today, to have listened, Carole and Yann. We are really happy. It was a great pleasure to listen to you, Carole and Yann. So it was. So today was the last visit of Great Canadian Farm Tour. So you visited 10 farms in every part of Canada, from coast to coast to coast. So I guess you understand better where does the food come from every time you have a look at your plate. So thank you very much for having participated in this Great Canadian Farm Tour. Goodbye now.